Bonjour, my little baby dolls. We meet again, welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. We do have a Bitcoin price around 97,000 American dollars. Lovely to see we have officially started that month of Mawai. How about you? It's really cool. We are coming off the back of a green candle for Bitcoin because, you usually need Bitcoin to start moving a bit first for the ultimate altcoins to move up. I'm going to go through a lot of macro news, juicy news. We're going to cover Trump. We're going to cover a lot of things that's been cracking on right now. Now, the month of Mawai, okay, Ethereum, friends, actually, it saved itself from flipping red on the monthly super trend. Look at the last times it's flipped red, man. Start of the bear market, 2018, my gosh. And then also, last time it flipped red after that was also, it was actually the end of its bear market. But you can't really say it's the end of its bear market because we're still going, but it looked like it was the end of the bear market when it flipped red. That's why a monthly super trend is very late and you start to go up only. But look how much time it took to actually reverse the up only. You see what I mean? So you can imagine, right? See, look where the monthly super trend was for Ethereum here. See this candle, this was the June 2022, June. If it stayed back here, all right, we would not have to deal with any of these capitulation zones. And Ethereum would have been in a much better place. Now, obviously, this has never happened, right? Because that's just how cursors go and then the crypto cycles and everything. But see, this why it's different. It's a bit different in terms of like we got saved pretty much. This candle saved us. Now, I don't want to jinx anything because, it's just so jaded and so despaired, man. It's been like a very, very, very long time. Friends, bringing you the highest value content in crypto. I told you, friends, remember, I made over 5,000. I made 5,000 videos now. Over 5,000 videos. I don't care if I'm bleeding followers. I don't care if nobody sees the video. I literally don't give a shit. Okay. When I put highest value content in the world, that's it. All right. But if you have to watch something in particular where you're like, hey, instead of 1.75x speed, I'm going to put this down at 1.5. If you're going to have to watch anything, watch this longer and harder. All right. Longer and harder. Very family friendly way. Longer and harder, the case for an extended crypto bull cycle. All right. I'll go through the business ISM and I'll cover it here for you. So in a nutshell, so this is like new, almost revelations. Like, oh, you mean we're going to go for longer? But I just want to tell you something. But it's like, I don't know these things are going to appear. I'm just informing you of something. All right. Many independent KOLs, influencers, whatever you want to call them. Okay. All the people we watch, the YouTubers, the famous people, the Uncle Bobby Lucases, the blockchain backers, the crypto bantors, the Ivan, the technologists, all of them, the incest dancers, all right? The Twink brothers, all of them, they say, oh, I'm an independent thinker. Okay, I'm just telling you, they all want to sell in like June and July in the next 2 months, okay? By the way, they were all ready to sell 2 months ago. Yeah, literally in February and March. It's just that Bitcoin stalled. It kept going down. They were ready to sell. Okay. So they all have independently come to the conclusion 4 year cycles repeating, they're getting out. Okay. That's an important point. Number one. Number two, some of them who are like super contrarian, like say BCB, even Crypto Crew University, Steve. I've noticed something with them. They all say, ha ha ha, all of you plebbies, you want the cycle to be a super cycle. All of you expect it to go forever. And so I was sitting there tweaking my nipples as I do. And I thought at the start, and it was actually true, right? I was like, oh yeah, everyone does want it to be a super cycle. But we were talking about that last year. Now, no one's talking about it. Okay, so I can tell no one is like, oh, please be a super cycle. No. It's strange though. It's almost like because it's been fan fiction for the first 3 cycles of crypto, we're going to go forever. Now no one believes we're going to go forever. It's interesting, right? Because now we've had 3 cycles of exactly 4 years in synchronicity right here, yeah? We've had 4 cycles, yeah? And this is the global liquidity cycle time. These are the Bitcoin halvings. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, friends, I don't want to say, oh, this time is definitely different, of course, but like it's meant to end October. So you never know. Maybe Bitcoin really does just literally freaking go up only here. And by the way, yeah, if you do the 4 year cycle match, it's meant to end literally October. if you just add up around October. Yeah, so you never know. Maybe Bitcoin does go bang, bang, bang. Bitcoin goes to 270 and altcoins have one big giant alt season. It could happen, okay? So I'm just preparing in case we don't get that. All right? So if we aren't going to get an extended cycle, what would it look like to me? It would look like Bitcoin literally thrusting up into, say, October, right? It just literally goes up, maybe hits its 180 to 250K or something. And altcoins, literally maybe from like the month of March today, then you have June, and then July, and then August after that, and then September and October. Maybe we literally just get a full-on like 7 green monthly candles in a row for OTHERS-btc. Okay? So I'll show it to you now. This is it. Okay? 7 green months in a row. We have not, obviously, we just had 5 red. So, like, yes, we would need to get, and by the way, it is possible. Look at this, okay? This OTHERS-btc, man, ran up, my gosh. This is huge, friends. It literally ran up 385% in 6 months. Where would 385% from today bring us? You never know, man. Imagine it did run all the way up. My God, that's 7 months, friends. Imagine it did that. I know you can't see, but like 7 months up to here, and then it's game over. It would be like reaching that point. So instead of, I guess, 2 alt season waves, it's one big gargantuan giant one. But like I said, that can't be default, because what I'm saying is like, is there a catalyst that we can see? I don't know. It's not just about that, but no, like interest rates are super high. They haven't done really proper in the QE. It doesn't feel like we're getting that unless we get a literal black swan. So that's the whole scope of everything going out here. Because like you're always ready, right? Because here's the thing. You and I, as we catch each other with Pokeballs every single day, we don't want to like lock in to an extended cycle. And then when the euphoria happens, if it happens at the end of the year, we're like, haha, remember it's an extended cycle. The 40 cycle's broken now. We just don't want to be in that scenario. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm looking at. So I'm thinking about, and you got to think about as well. Sorry, like, what if we don't get like 7 green months in a row? Then what if we get like, what if we just get, what if May's green, Junie's green, and then Julie's green, and then August is a reset? Then it will probably be like really, really clear. We're like, oh, I guess really is going to be extended. But you don't have to stress about anything, friends. We are on our journey together. Our Pokemon journey. We don't have anything to stress about. In markets, friends, you don't need to stress until you see euphoria. And by the way, you can't stress because of euphoria. So remember, you're growing in the anxiety. We're not even in the anxiety part yet. See, that's why I'm like, yeah, like we got a long way to go, dude. We're in depression. Remember the bull markets, friends? They start on the depression. They grow on the anxiety and the skepticism. They grow on it. We're anxious, fingernail biting, and then they die on the euphoria. Yeah, we're like full on depressed now. Like, remember, friends, I've told you, like, if you could take just one thing from my friendly lessons today, it's like, if you believe that you got to sell everything after 5 green months in a row, then what would 5 red months in a row tell you? You know, like, I'm not financial advice. This should be like, you got to be all in. You got to believe harder. Like, it's like we got to, you know, it's got to turn around at some point. Now, friends, I'll crack on with some news. Ethereum is still tulip dog shit. Bitcoin at $96,000 $. I'm just going to show you some of the macro stuff out here as well. You know, friends, remember the S&P 500. This is its monthly chart. My gosh, what a week, man. But friends, the S&P 500. I know this is futures, but on the cash session, it's now had 9 green days in a row. Which I think I've seen the stats. They're like, that is in the past 120 years. That's like 100% of the time. That means you're actually in a bull market. Okay, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Now, I'll crack on with some juicy news to go through with you. Remember, I've done my business ISM stuff, which I'm going to show you now. The business ISM, that's about the cycle, because like obviously it doesn't have to repeat. It's just that once I checked this deeper, and we know like going deep here, whenever business ISM crosses above 52, okay, so here, right, this is actually the first cycle of crypto, right? But this is no altcoin stuff. So here, across here, it crossed pretty much here, it crossed here. Okay, these 3 times. What I went and I checked, when did Bitcoin top after that? Because Bitcoin tops before the stock market. Okay, yeah, crypto goes super explosive, and then we top out faster, right? Why is that? It's because, see, it looks like a top, But actually, it's because your fair value is high. We just go so explosive above the fair value. And then when it slows down, we come back towards the fair value. But you look at it on a chart, you're down 50% from the top, or 60% on your altcoins, or 70%. But you're like, you ran up 30x in the first place. So now you come back, now you're only up like 8x, right? But it looks like you've crashed because everybody knew you've gotten in. But actually, if you're looking on the chart, on a log chart, that's pretty much why, okay? Also, crypto is very, very thin, right? So, yeah, so remember, you got to watch my video. But also, I'll just give you like the juice as well. The shortest top was 10 months. The longest top was 18 months after we crossed business ISM 52. Okay, that's in the past. But like, remember, friends, it's not going to be easy because like there are many periods in history. Oh, we crossed 52, but then we don't go and we can't top out till later. But it's just that crypto didn't exist then. Okay, so that's why maybe my exotic top signals might come handy. You know, Coinbase App Store ranking #1, or we raise $1 billion for an ICO, a public ICO somewhere. You have, you know, the US government bans themselves from owning stocks. Okay, Ty Lopez returns. Jim Cramer calls for some absurd number. They might come in handy to that point. As well, friends, what I'm going to now do is, just as a general comment here, man, all over, it's so crappy. What Elon has rugged us on crypto Twitter, like our Twitter feeds. So on crypto on Twitter, you can go to For You, or you can click on the top tab Following. If you click on Following, it's more curated for you as well. But it's usually people with the same stuff. Sometimes you want to see something a bit different, but not too different. Unfortunately, if you go to the For You tab, it's generally just toxic cancer. And that they've removed a lot of the crypto stuff, which sucks, a lot of it. So Elon has rugged it. So if you see your crypto Twitter, you just see this. So, oh man, friends, there's all these Normie Content issues out here. This lady's gone famous. So yeah, like the story is something like she's in a park and there was some kid, I think, stealing. I think it's a dark-skinned kid. I think it was taking something from a bag. She calls there's a guy recording her. I think he's an immigrant. I think he's a Somalian guy. He's recording her, and she calls either him or the kid the N-word, right? Because they're stealing from her. And then this guy takes out his phone and tries to basically white shame her. And then he puts it on Facebook. Totally backlash. Like, dude, it's even Patrick Bet-Taver's talking about. That's why he's literally going nuts. I'm like, bro, please, can we move on to the crypto stuff? Please, 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 please. So this why it's interesting, man, how these people doing fundraising and stuff out here. So they basically, to put on the internet, then they dox the guy. The guy turns out to be a graper. Graped a 16-year-old girl with his other immigrant friend. So they're just these child pedophilia. And they're like this dude's hanging around. This immigrant is hanging around in a child park. He has no children. Man, that's so weird as well. So unfortunately, it's just like spammed everywhere. But hopefully the algorithm gets fixed. I don't like any of that content. I try to like remove a lot of the stuff out here. But yeah, it's just very unfortunate. This is what happens like during crypto red candle times. All the normie stuff comes out. And so here's the thing, friends. If you want to have an opinion on this stuff, man, look, just go make some money first, bro. Go make some money so you can leave your job. So you can then yell into the internet and not worried about getting fired by your boss, okay? How about you just go do that first? You know, that's what crypto allows you to do, right? See, friends, just learn about everything. Everything just race bait. Immigrant, white person, black person, Asian, China versus Russia, Ukraine, China, America, maple syrup. The taxes are going too high, so it's just, oh man, it's always normie content, man. It's the normie content that gets you, friends. It's like, oh, what's the story with this one? And it's so. Man, it just wears you down. It's a new story. Tomorrow, there's a new person. And then oh, man, that's why we got to keep our eyes on the prize. And that's what we're here to do. But yeah, it doesn't help as well. A lot of crypto people, man, crypto attracts some scum, friends. So this guy, Avi, he's going to jail. He had pedophilia material on his phone. So who is this guy? So it's why this is interesting. Okay. So just so you know, this guy, there was a protocol in crypto called Mango Finance. And I think it had, I forgot how much it had, 10 or $18 million in there. And he hacked it. There was an exploit in the code. Okay, he hacked it. He found the way to grab the money. He went on Twitter when they doxed him. They said, hey, man, you took the money. And he said, no. I just executed whatever the code said. It's crypto. It's international. It's censorship resistant. I just did what the code said I would allow me to do. That was his rationale. So I just want you to know, bro, you still go to jail. Okay, you still go to jail. And the example I use is here. Yeah, if you're like walking down the street, someone leaves their car door open, that doesn't give you the right to just open up the door and just steal whatever's in the car. Oh, you know, the car was all open the door for me. You know, society doesn't work like that. So, remember, it's interesting, right? So even in crypto, judges and material and possessions, it's all working. Like we're seeping into society. We're like maturing as we go further. Also, unfortunately, look at this, man. So he sentenced to 4.5 years of prison. He had child corn. Judge is considering a retrial for his crypto exploit charges. So like that's just he didn't even get charged yet. They haven't even done the crypto retrial stuff out here. So I just want you to know this is last season cycle stuff. In this cycle, there will be new forms of this. You know, new forms of, for example, LA Vape Cabal, who I'm gonna talk about short. You know, like just like groups of people who just exploit the masses. Okay, so this guy was exploiting code, but now we've had enough things like that. We're like, okay, you can't just go and hack a protocol, I guess, unless you're North Korea out here. Because if you do that, like, judges will take you down. So they're trying to do other stuff. Like, oh, remember, that's why I'm just trying to help you, friends. The president has a meme coin. The president is grifting a meme coin in their eyes. So now all the LA Vape Cabal, all not just them, just the Cabal, just scammers everywhere. They're like, oh, if we can dress up meme coins and we can grift like the president, then it's okay. The thing is, though, you've run out of a lot of demand for that because of just how the pump fund stuff works. That's what happens when there's too many vultures. There's not enough meat on the bone for anyone because basically all the money has circled around the drain as well. Speaking of North Korea as well, friends, there's this Scum dude, this Scum North Korean subhuman field from Scum North Korea. So many companies out here, this is gets the new terrorist threat. Yeah, many companies have fake North Korean agents. They'll disguise themselves as Chinese or Korean, right? And they come in and it's like this dude, right? So it's funny. They even ask him here.
So a couple of things, like one, to watch out tonight because some people might be ringing your doorbell. Both kids that might be on chain.
So they ask him, hey, do you have any candy in your house? Right? So obviously, if you really want to know, like if you run a business or anyone runs a business, just ask everybody, hey, call Kim Jong-un a fat maggot and draw a dick on his head and print it out and show it to me right now. And say, Kim Jong-un, you're a fat maggot. Draw a dick on it. I want to see a dick on his forehead. And say he's scum. Okay? I'm not making this up. All the agents will literally close Discord. They'll block you. They just literally disappear. The account gets deleted immediately. That's happened multiple times. Different companies, different examples in Discord, in messages and stuff out here. So it really is. It's kind of funny. Whoever thought of that was actually genius. So it's funny because it's Kraken Exchange. I guess they're being a bit more politically correct on it. I wouldn't give, dude. I'll put that on TV. Who cares? Yeah, draw a dick on his face. Did they ask this guy? Do you have any candy around the house? He goes, watch this. He goes, oh yeah, candy.
Yeah, what kind of candy do you have? Just I don't know.
Candy as well. In his job and application as well, they said, "What are your hobbies?" He wrote, I think it was like hilarious. He wrote kebabs and burgers and food. So it's just literally just copy paste of like just it's just oh man, it's the new terrorists, everyone. And by the way, yeah, they you really got to be careful. Once you get one Trojan in, you don't even know they're in. You know, at least with terrorists, it's physical stuff. You can identify them, right? With this, friends, just be careful. Use a hardware wallet in crypto. Don't click on anything. Nothing. I'm telling you, don't click on anything. Don't go around. Don't go to the Google Chrome store and start searching for some weird, different new Chrome extensions. Don't do that. Just to let you know, there are stories over time that have happened where Google will accidentally forget to check a code or something, and they won't know there's a backdoor. And it will be like a random, this is like a tab sorter for, or this lets you save videos on the internet. that the website doesn't let you save, and the application actually works. But what you don't know is there's a backdoor Trojan, and then they'll go and steal your crypto. But they put this on the App Store, and they don't sell it to crypto people. Like, it's advertising to just everyone out there in the world. So they just go, hey, let's just get normies, right? Who don't even, and they don't even like, they don't even think that they're being targeted for crypto. So that's very important. So another spooky thing which we're going to talk about, friends, GTA6 got delayed until May 2026. So do you know what's interesting? I made my thread about the business cycle extending, okay? And if you go through my video, we go through all of this as well. So business cycle, business ISM, it has not hit 52 yet. Now, you might say it's going to ping 52. So it could happen, man. If it pings 52 to 54, comes back down to 48, I'm like, oh, crap, it's kind of like jaded as a cycle, whatever. You could say that. However, it hasn't. We haven't even gotten started yet. And then as soon as this is crazy, right? As soon as I made my video, literally minutes later, Cockstar Games announced they have delayed Grand Theft Auto 6, right? Which everybody's long awaited for. Or even, it's interesting, even all the game developers, friends, all Japanese developers like Final Fantasy, the directors, Hideo Kojima, they actually all play GTA 6. They love, I don't know, like, it's just crazy. Like, even the game makers out there in the world, they're like, oh, they get inspired from this, which is wild. And their games have nothing to do with this stuff as well. They just like the experience, right? So you have GTA 6. Yeah, it's also funny. Some people said some rumors because there's a girl character in there and they're like trying to delete their wokeism in there because society has changed. Not sure. But that's not the spooky part, okay? The spooky part is May 2026 is US Fed Jerome Powell's term ending. All right? So US Fed Jerome Powell, his term, remember, friends, major loser Jerome Powell, who hasn't cut the rates properly and everything's really late, according to Donald Trump, who we have here. Mr. President, please, Mr. President, I can't take this anymore. We're just winning so much, Mr. President. So, hey, look, is he going to fire him now or not? We don't know. But it would be something interesting. Even Arthur Hayes contemplates this. He's like, well, I wonder when, Jay Powell's term ends, they get, obviously, because Donald Trump, I think that the government hires a Fed guy. Yeah, they probably get told who to put, right? But obviously, he wants a dove. As in, so, see, Jerome Powell used to be a dove. All right, he was dovish at the very, very start in terms of like he kept rates a bit low, but it was actually on track. It wasn't even that much of a dove. He wasn't a real dove. It's just like he did what this government central bank was going to do. Now he's appearing hawkish. Okay, he's appearing hawkish because he's like, hey, the rates are high. You cut rates for Joe Biden. You didn't cut rates for me. You're a major loser and you're always late. So I don't know how that will time out. I mean, all these cycle stuff are here. It might be a big fat nothing burger, but it just, makes you think, right? Makes you think, friends, where, you never know, man. What if imagine that's a top signal. May 2026 up here. Man, that's long when you look at it like that. But you never know, friends. If we go up to this 120 mark, everyone expects 150, right? And then we come back down, everyone thinks the cycle's over. And then we actually run into next year. That'll be interesting. All right, there's just so many paths out here. But ultimately, it's looking like it's a believer cycle, isn't it? Let's crank your G for us. Just you, me, and Spoonie. So believer cycle is, friends, you believe that our bull market's going to die on euphoria. Yeah, that's literally what it comes down to. And everyone else is saying, no, it's over. There is euphoria. It's in this pump fund coin. It's just the altcoins went somewhere else. I want to tell you something, friends. Just from the bottom of my heart, I do love and appreciate you. Thanks for liking and subscribing. But in 2021, we did have NFT mania, okay? Now, NFT mania was much smaller than the altcoin mania of 2017, but it was big still, all right? And it was a different section of humans came into crypto. Okay, do you know the NFT Venn diagram? It's NFT people are actually new out there in the world. Their culture and art, their music people. It's fascinating. NFTs actually adopted a lot of new types of people into crypto, which is awesome. Okay, the NFT tech. So, what I'm now going to show you is the OTHERS-btc chart. So even though NFTs peaked around here, Okay, they peaked around here. I want you to see something. OTHERS-btc still went up. All right. See, isn't that wild? Where if you look at the average altcoin, it was like already crashing by January 2022, but the others was going up. Okay, so it's what I'm telling you is for those people who say we did have alt season mania, it was pump fun meme stuff in the pump fun JPEG shit, that garbage. I disagree. Okay, I disagree because when we had NFT mania, others went up. In this pump fun mania, others didn't even go up. Okay, if you go check out others, the coin rankings, none of them were NFTs. None of them. It was like Luna. It was just other stuff that just came out because of like things. Oh, there was money to be made and things out here. So that's why I once again just continue to hold. I don't see any euphoria. My exotic top signals haven't hit. And yeah, that's why we're just continuing to hang out. And like, even if you're, if you don't know what exotic top signals to look for, wait for 5 green monthly candles of something. That's what I say. The US jobs data came out, friends, and it was stronger. So the unemployment remained 4.2%. We got more jobs than expected, and the wage earnings was actually cooler. Let me actually show it to you right now, friends. So you can see here. So you see this red number? This is pretty cool. So the US jobs, right? Every month they check the hourly earnings, and if the wages to workers, right? If it's going up too much, it's getting too hot, and it might be inflationary. But this thing cooled. So we got cooler. This is like a triple good number. We had unemployment's good. We got more jobs than expected. And then the wage earnings weren't as hot, which basically means the economy's strong and inflation's cooling, which is nice. Now, before we even need to worry about what does the market think, we just go back and we check the US 2-year minus the Fed funds rate. You notice this number is still minus 0.5. That's about 2 cuts. So in the next 2 years, the market thinks there's only 2 cuts coming pretty much. That's what's priced in right now. Just 2 cuts. That's why I guess Donald Trump thinks Jay Powell's a major loser. However, they are very confident. We are all very confident. The US Fed, they're all going to do their money printing magic in the background. They're doing it right now. They just don't want to call it QE. They just don't, right? Because you got to remember, friends, the whole existence of America and the US dollar is for people to hold their currency. Yeah, that means demand. So they have to be careful with the words they choose because they don't want to scare people from holding all this money. So I believe in their eyes, and we all know this, right? If they say the words QE, see, everyone knows what that means now. It means there's not enough demand for your shitty bonds. So the US Fed has to print money and buy it. They are the buyer of last resort. So enough countries out there understand what it means now. So they go, oh crap, I'll sell to the US Fed. I'm out of here. That's garbage. All right. So they don't want that. Okay. They don't want to risk that as well. So what they'll probably do is what they actually are doing. Not even probably. They're doing they're making up these other terms and these other weird accounts right now. Oh, TG3, SP6, XX5, Batman symbol, a picture of Mr. Silvertooth's weed factory plant. You know what I mean? Like that's just like, so that's what's been going on, right? And then it is still the same thing though. They press the money printer and then just go funnel money there and then they go do whatever they need to do. All right. So that part is coming. It's loading right now. It hasn't loaded yet. But they're figuring out how to do it, right? Because everyone remembers Zombie Virus 2020, where it was just you V bottom, down and up. Why? Because it's like a big black swan, massive money printing, let's go. But we don't have a black swan like that. So they don't need to do that. That's why they're maneuvering other things. Now, I've got some other news just to go through here with you, just showing you we're moving along the way when it comes to trade agreements and adoption of crypto. So China quietly exempt tariffs on $40 billion worth of US goods as well, just so you can see, once again, the stock market's healthy. China's walking back stuff. America's going to walk back stuff. They're going to like move stuff around. Senator Cynthia Lummis says passing the Bitcoin Act is the only solution to our nation's $36 trillion debt. So this is awesome, friends. So as we'll show you.
I'm particularly pleased with President Trump's support of my Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Initiative, which will address our national debt while securing America's position as the global leader in financial innovation. As Bitcoin comes into more usage, its use makes the whole system more secure, more robust, and more capable of serving our needs all over the world. We should be the global leader with this fantastic new ledger-based asset.
So that's wonderful to hear that it's being promoted, propagated throughout the halls of Americana as well. That's awesome. As well, I want to show you this clip from Elon Musk as well.
They were renting.
So I found this interesting too. Let's see this.
That's interesting.
They were renting Caesar's Palace.
Yes, they were like basically partying on the taxpayer money.
Stadiums.
Yes.
Leasing stadiums.
Leasing stadiums.
For what?
For parties, basically.
For parties.
Yes.
That's a big party.
It's a big party.
You'd think if you were stealing, you'd start small.
They do start small. But then what happens is over the years, so generally the fraud starts out small and they try to hide it. But then year after year, if nobody stops the fraud, it gets more and more brazen. And every year it gets bigger until they're literally renting out stadiums. Like
what's that, $1 million to rent out a stadium?
Fraud in flagrante delicto, okay? We're talking.
Yes, it's interesting, right? Because crypto is actually a solution for this. That's literally the only difference. So we don't change the humans, okay? Crypto people are normie people as well. If there's enough normie people, if enough normie people come into crypto, now we're the normies, okay? So crypto, the humans are the same. There's the greed, there's the child corn guys, there's the pedophilia, there's the murderers, there's the good people, there's everyone doing the left and the right, there's the liberals, you know, there's pink hair, blue hair, you know what I mean? There's the no shoe wearing farmers that walk around the field. We got all of it, okay? It's just the spread of human society. But there is one difference with crypto. Cryptocurrency lets the accounts be transparent. So you can see what's going on. That's the whole edge of crypto. It's a public ledger. So it changes the game theory now. Now, if everyone's watching you, you behave differently. Yeah? It's kind of like if you're in a room by yourself, maybe you do what I do, friends. Like I scratch my balls a lot, sniff my own hands. Okay? I can't do that out in a public setting. You know? If you're out at like your annual orange juice fan club meeting, you can't do that. You kind of can. You got to sit at the back. Okay, no one's watching. See what I mean? You can't do that in front of everyone. So it just changes everyone's behavior, but it's the same human. Okay, you're scratching your nuts and sniffing your hand at home, but now the same human's just in a different room now. It's the same thing with crypto and the transparency ledger. But here's the problem: do the government want everyone to see everything? At the start, when the people be like, yes, transparency, then there's probably going to be, I'm running this forward, there's probably going to be a bit of like issues where some bad thing happens because everyone can see the account and they're like, oh crap, we scared the civilians where they shouldn't have seen that. So let's do like a Save America Act where we like move some of this spending into another ledger that you can't see, which is private eyes only. They won't say it like that, but it's like authorized eyes, national security chain. And then slowly, all the stuff that the government want to move slowly moves on. Then we have the problem all over again. But before we get there, there's going to be a big pump. You know what I mean? So it is a solution out here. This is the funniest part to go through. China offers to address US fentanyl concerns to revive trade talks. So that's interesting. Remember the whole point, Donald Trump says, hey, I want fentanyl out of America. Stop killing all these Americans with all these. And China, I guess, are now cracking down on it. China considers sending top security official Wang Xiaohong to meet Trump team for trade talks. Isn't it funny? It's just different language from literally just a month ago. We're all losing our minds, man. It was just all depressing. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney to visit the US for tariff negotiations with President Trump. It's nice to see the language. Oh, the markets are up. We're going to negotiate now. We're going to come to the deal. Didn't I tell you, whenever there's a man-made error, yeah, you got to buy those dips every time. Yeah, it's the man-made stuff because there's too much pressure to undo your man-made button. in 99% of cases. The only one case that took a while was poor Volcker with the interest rate hikes. But then it did sort itself out. It just took, like, I think maybe a year or two. Jim Cramer says there will not be a recession. So now it's pretty much game over for all of us. But we'll see. He changed his mind. He can change his mind. The S&P 500 has recorded its 9th consecutive day of gains, the longest winning streak in over 20 years. So, yeah, I think the S&P 500, once it has like 7 green days in a row, that's never done in a bear market. Because bear markets, it's like they do like a fast 4% and then a fast like 3% move. That's what they do. Like they did the bear market rallies. They do the fast moves and then like it stalls and then like starts rolling over down. That's bear market stuff. Bull market is like just climbing the staircase. Slowly up the staircase. But we'll see. 2 IRS crypto directors stepped down after accepting Doge resignation offer, which is funny. So once again, more of a theme, friends, with crypto out here and adoption. Shout out to my friend Ashibu. Yes, and Bitcoin mining wasn't profitable until now and didn't get profitable until the right run up too. So now we are seeing weird timings that aren't typical elongated cycle based on previously otherwise. So is that true? The Bitcoin mining wasn't profitable until now. It didn't get profitable until right up. Well, remember the other day I showed the Bitcoin mining, how much it costs around the world. Man, it's expensive, friends. I remember I thought mining a Bitcoin used to be like $6,000. But now, well, the difficulty's gone up and the halvening. There you go. So the halvening is making, because there's less reward. So mining it, wow. So it's getting very expensive. That's crazy. I wonder if we're going to see, you never know, friends, in the next bear market, that's probably what's going to happen with Bitcoin. The miners just can't take it anymore. We just have to see all of these like warehouses and stuff shut down. That'll be good for us if we get that. Why? Because that'll be easy to buy the dip. That's an easy story, but you never know. We'll see. Now it's checking out some altcoins. What's going on out here? I mean, same shit. Here we go. Refresh the page, friends. From green now back to red. PulseChain getting pooped on. Here we go. Once again, everything just slicing down. Why? Because Pulse Spear's going down. Yvonne on tech covered PulseChain as well, which I'll probably cover in another video as well. But just to give you the juice, he said, this is your edge, right? So he said he would interview Richard Hart. So Yvonne will interview Richard Hart if Richard Hart comes back, when he comes back. But he also says PulseChain is a big poo-poo right now. He says the tech's actually pretty shit and slow. Because remember, he's in Solana. Like, they're faster. It's just faster, right? And also, I think we haven't done the fast 4 or 5 Ethereum upgrades. Maybe Richard's just going to do them when he comes back. So it looks like things are getting better. Could be timed out here. And he also jokes about PulseChain being real DeFi, whatever. He actually said he'll buy PulseChain if Richard comes on stream and says it's going to do 1000x. Which is just, see, because like Ben said, the market learns. He didn't do it the first time. But now, oh, this guy's got a record, let's do it again. But that's why the market cap's heavier, because it's you're seeing that stuff out here. But also, okay, you want to talk about that's PulseChain and the core coins. That's why you still have these residual high holders and stuff out here. That's why if you're looking at pDAI, right, he said on his Twitter, he said the opposite. Right here, right? He said literally the opposite. So that's why this thing is, yeah, 97, 98% down, and it's 34 million market cap, right? So you understand, the game's tough. It's like, do you listen or do you don't listen? That's why it is tough. It is a tough game. What do you do? But also, don't feel too disheartened anyway. I mean, most of crypto industry gives 0 weight to whatever Richard Hart says right now because the candles are low as well. So we can't look at ourselves and go, oh, this is not contrarian. Everyone's in the PulseChain core coin. No, bro. Like, who's everyone? Dude, we got like 5 to 10,000 daily active users. That's literally nothing. Pump Fund by itself has 150,000. Literally, people losing money to the LA Vape Cabal, circling down a drain and sucking each other's toes, right, in a very homoerotic way. That's what everybody does over there. While they lose money, yeah, they're getting like 15 times more daily users just to get cucked. Sit in a hotel cuck chair as well. You know, so we just got to have an abundance mindset. The thing is, though, when do the doors open? Well, you know, we need that Ethereum price higher. It's like at 1800-ish. We need it to go to that 2600, which is still garbage, by the way. But hey, that's the next step. Like, subscribe, bell button. I'll catch you soon.